On behalf of PG and Research Department of English, Saurashtra College, I welcome dignitaries, resource person, my professor friends, faculties from various college, and my dear participants for this day one afternoon session. Now, I like to invite T.K. Shivakumar sir to give a few words about our eminent speaker of our afternoon session, Professor Rosalind.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Respected dignitaries, faculty members, participants, and students. Very good afternoon to all. I am T.K. Shivakumar, Assistant Professor of English, Saurashtra College. Before introducing the resource person, I would like to thank our college management, principal, webinar convener, and organizer secretary for giving me the wonderful opportunity to introduce today's resource person to this elite gathering. It is a great pleasure to introduce the resource person, Professor Rosalind Jesudas, Professor of Linguistics, Department of Language and Translation, Northern Border University, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. She was a scholar of Bharatiya University, Coimbatore. She has published technical English and communication skill books and academic articles in the area of English for specific purposes and language teaching. She has received 2 MS from CIIL. She has organized many workshops and seminars. She has conducted many workshops related to teaching strategies for the teachers and many motivational as well as life skill workshops, webinars for the students. She has participated and presented papers in national and international conferences. Professor Rosalind Jesudas is an editorial committee member in various referred journals. With these few words, I would like to welcome the resource person, Professor Rosalind Jesudas, ma'am, to deliver a lecture on creation of space to embed hearts in English language and literature teaching. Ma'am, the virtual platform is now yours. Thank you.
Let me start. One day night, 4 college students stayed out late, partying and having a good time. They paid no mind to test they had scheduled for the next day in the morning. They catched the plan to get out of taking their test. They covered themselves with grease and dirt and went to the dean office. Once there, they said they had been to a wedding the previous night, and on the way back, they got a flat tire and had to push the car back to the campus. The dean listened the entire tale. He offered them another chance to take up a retest 3 days later. Students thanked him and accepted this offer. When the test day arrived, they went to the dean. The dean put them all in separate room, all 4 different rooms. They were so fine with this arrangement, no problem, since they had studied very hard and well. Then they received the paper. They saw the test. Yes, now, can you guess? The professor gave only 2 questions. Dean gave only 2 questions. Can you guess what are those 2 questions? Participant can answer. If you want, you can raise your hand, open your mic, and you can answer. If you want to type it in a chat box, you can type it in a chat box. Please try to assume what are those 2 questions. Only 2 questions were there in the Yes. Have you completed your examination? It's from Dr. Prema. Okay. Any more answers? From what did you do on the day? Okay. Dr. Rajesh. Okay. Why is connected to speech hard to learn and teach? Okay. This is our question. Okay. Have you vaccinated? Okay. Only these many questions? So I said only 2 questions. You said one questions. One question. I need 2 questions. Okay. Now I'll tell you what are those 2 questions. These questions for 100 marks. These 2 questions are for 100 marks. Right? Now you will wake up. Your name, just write your name. Second question, which tire burst? Front tire left, front tire right, back left, back right. 99 marks for this one question. So what is the moral of this lesson or moral of this story? What is the lesson we learned from this short story? The story is saying we should be always responsible and make wise decisions. This is what we can learn, taking the decision. Taking the decision. This is the tremendous need for good decision makers in today's world. People are needed who have the ability to make the good decisions quickly with the responsibility. Now, you have to say, what are the characteristics of good decision maker? What are the characteristic features of good decision maker? How the decision maker should be? How the, yes, Nasir said decision making skills, good. Yes, how the decision maker should be. What are the skills he needs? Be an analyst, good. Dr. Rajesh, yes, is analyst. Should be empathetic, good, brave. He should be more patient with, yes. Should be relevant, rationalistic, guidance giver, motivated, predict the future, confident, right. Yes, he should possess all the skills, the combination of logic, problem analysis, the intuition, whatever you said, right. He should have all this skill. He should be a good listener, and having a clear set of priorities, open mind, flexible and willing to change, and being realistic. Yes, of course, be an observer. Yes. Am I audible? Someone is saying my mic is mute.
Ma'am, you're audible. You're
Yes, I'm
absolutely
audible.
fine, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So, decision-making skill, that is very important. Now we all know, we all realize that decision-making is very important. Very important. Then we should have some criteria to give a good decision. We should have values, experience, and common sense. So here, the common sense, according to your perception, what is common sense? According to your perception, each one perception, what is common sense? What is common sense? Dr. Prema, if you want to speak, you can raise your hand. They will unmute your mic. Rational thinking? Okay. Dr. Kavita, Dr. Kalayarasan. Prediction, knowing about everything, right. Commonly accepted, logical thinking, sensible decision, right. Having a keen sense to managing problem, to be aware of surroundings and react to it. Good. Fine. Thank you so much. Thank you for answering. Right. So the common sense, make it precise and simple. Common sense is what you know is the key component. It's a key component in choosing path for the problem or any issues. We all know what is common sense, what is value, what is experience, everything. The issue is not about what we know. More importantly, on how we use what we know. I hope you all accept it. We all know, yes, how we use what we know. See, now we are all attending, we are learning every day, we are learning. And whatever we are learning, we should know how to use it. We should know that process. That is very important. As Albert Einstein said, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of mind to think. Force the student to think about their thinking and get them ready for the real world. So, don't you think we need a kind of transformation? Don't you think we need a kind of transformation? We need a transformation or not? Please write your answers. Yes, no, yes, yes, sure, sure, good. Yes, so we are looking for the transformation and the change always. Yes, majority of them are saying yes, 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 sure, of course. Yes, even personally, I too feel a major transformation is required in our teaching, particularly in the collegiate education. Yes, of course, changing is always permanent, but the transformation, you see here, we are changing. Yes, morning, Dr. Muthukrishnan sir said the language, it's not the static, constant. Yes, it's moving. It is taking its own shape. So now you see here, this, I'm not talking about this kind of change. Whomever, what is the way you learn? What is the way I learn? What are we doing now? Just to think it over. Any change is there? I don't think there is a major change. So we want to have a change. We want to have a major transformation. So I'm going to use two terminologies, that is information provider and information processor. So how many of you want to be an information provider and how many of you want to be an information processor? First, you tell me, information provider or a processor? Processor, good, good. Samira, Dr. Samira, good. Processor, information processor. Yes, we want to be an information processor. Just we don't want to change or just transform or transmit the content only to the student. We want to change the content into the knowledge into the wisdom. This is what processor wants to do, information process. This is what we want to do. So we will design now, hereafter or no more, anymore, we are not going to be an information provider. We are going to be an information processor. What are we going to do? We are going to knowledge in content to knowledge, information to knowledge. This we can make it as discovery. Knowledge to wisdom, this we can make it as innovation. Right? So all are agreed we want to be a processor, information processor. Good. Now, next one. This information processor, this is the new role. How are we going to take up any role? Whatever role we are going to take, now we decided we are going to be an information processor. How are we going to discover and invent things? What we want to do? Anyone? Please. So what we want to do? If you want to be an information processor, excuse me, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're audible, ma'am.
So please, yes, identify key and specific words, gaining more knowledge. Yes. Dr. Samira, gaining more knowledge, you assume that already you have enough knowledge, right? Redefining and extracting, analyzing, learn new something, organize superior knowledge, kindle learners' curiosity. Yes, retrieval, acquire knowledge and analyze and transfer. Right. So if we want to take a new role, first we should understand what is the reality, what we want to change. Yes, yes. Dr. Gayatri Sangaran, equip the mind. Good. So what we want to do, we have to create the meaningful learning. When we want to take a new role, we have to create a meaningful learning. What is meaningful learning? What is meaningful learning? Let them apply in real life. Whatever they are learning, they should process it and they should apply it in their real life. Whatever we are teaching, they should apply it. Right. So meaningful learning, use it in a life. Yes. Good. Knowledge to whatever knowledge they are getting, they should transfer the knowledge, implement it in different contexts and different domain. Thank you so much, Dr. Sarita, Dr. Ramesh, ability to understand general and specific ideas in context. Yes, this is the meaningful learning. So we should create, we have to create the meaningful learning. So far, if you see, I'm not criticizing. So far, we are focused on syllabus. The students are also focused on syllabus and focused on examination. So in between, there is something missing. Yes, and always the students are nearly mark getters. They are not thinking about anything beyond this marks, right? So we have to create the meaningful learning. Second thing, second point, one is we have to create the meaningful environment. Second one, what else we can do if we want to take a new role, what we want to do? Second point, we have to understand the attributes, qualities, and capabilities or the employers are seeking. What is their requirement? This awareness we should have. What is the requirement? What is the current requirement or what is the future requirement, 21st century requirement or future requirement? We should have this awareness. Third one, we should have one more. then we have to see the curriculum. We have to see the curriculum, whether the curriculum is incorporated all this in the form of activities or in the form of procedures or strategies or the lesson itself, what? So this we have to analyze. So these three are very important to take up the new role. So before entering or before taking any new role, we should know what is what. How are we going, how I'm going to perform in it, the new role. So these are the basics. One is creating a meaningful learning, then understanding, having an awareness about the employee's requirements and about our curriculum. Now, what is the current situation? What is the current situation? If I ask you, the curriculum, what are we teaching now, is built in with all these skills or not? How many of you can say yes to this question? How many, if I ask this question, how many of you say yes or put tick mark, yes, we have. The curriculum is already built in with this. Partially, Dr. Sumitra, yes. Okay. Can you repeat the question? See, when you see your curriculum, Dr. Samira, if you see your curriculum, the syllabus, can you say that the curriculum contains whatever the employer's requirement or whatever we want to teach to the students, all these are included in our curriculum or not? Yes? Not. Some extent. Dr. Kavita, Dr. Sritika, can you say, you said it's partially. Partially, I don't understand. Partially is what? What is included? What do you think? What is partially? Some of them said some extent. Some of them said some extent. Okay, let me answer to this question. See here, this is the version not from me. It's from India Today web desk on May 5th, 2020. They said, unfortunately, see here, we are focusing on building the lower order skill thinking. We are not doing the higher order thinking skill. Still, we are focusing on the lower order thinking skill. Now, the new education policy is going to concentrate this higher order thinking skills. It will come in future. So in future, they will ask us to apply. So now we are equipping ourselves, getting ready to face that situation. Let me briefly explain 3L. Learning skills, literary skills, life skills. Learning skills, critical thinking, literary skills. We all know learning skills, literary skills, and life skills. So on the whole, you see, we don't want to take up these skills separately. Learning skills, literary skills, life skills. All these skills are grounded in higher order thinking. Yes. So now I will give a question. See here, you can see the screen. You can type this. You can type this. You will get one question. It's not a very lengthy question. It is an objective type question. Could you please type this? and you can. Could you please type this in your mobile? You will go to that screen. Now I'll share that screen. You got the screen? So you can type this. So please start giving answers. Hearts according to you. What is hearts according to you? Only 3 participants, 4. There are more than 196 participants. Is it difficult to answer? Only 6 participants, 7. Once you type this and keep it. Yes, okay. I got the majority of them are saying an ability skill, learning strategy, learning method, or yes. Okay, we all know, that means majority of us know what is higher order thinking skills. So I don't want to take much time. I will go to the next slide, Bloom's taxonomy. So since we all know about what is HEARTS, what is higher order thinking skills, the name behind this Bloom's taxonomy, everything. So this, I don't want to give maximum intro or information about HEARTS. Promoting higher order thinking skills is almost universally acknowledged to be an important educational goal. For any given course or topic, learner must work through these levels in order and master one level before they can progress to the next. Actually, it is very effective tool to help the educators, teachers identify clear learning objectives and build curriculum, as well as to create purposeful learning activities in the classroom. See here, we are, some of them, when I was asking whether our curriculum is inbuilt or it possesses the higher order thinking skills, some of them said it some extent. Yes, these 3 levels, remember, understand, apply. These 3, even in fact, apply, we are not using it properly. Remember, understand, and apply. So from here, we have to start. Apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. So apply, carry out, or use the procedure is given the situation. Actually, whatever you understand, whatever you learned, recall, remember, yes, understand, then you process. Yes, apply it in a different situation. Then we have to analyze, evaluate, and we have to create something new. So these 4 are very important. Now you have another question. Again, go back to the slide. Please participate in the slide. Again, go back to the slide. Type this, you will get the slide. You will get the question. You will get the next question. Why HEARTS? Why HEARTS? Why we want to teach HEARTS? Why? Good. 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 85%. Very good. studying easily by using hearts, training students in critical thinking. Suddenly, some of them changed their mind. They changed their answer. Okay, so why hearts? I'll stop sharing the screen. We'll come back again with another question. Yes, why hearts? Actually, it provides students with the skills and motivation to become innovative producers of good services. On the whole, if we implement higher order thinking skills, it will help the students in learning, improving their performance, and reducing their weakness. And both students as well as the teachers feel the aha moment. If you want to have this aha moment always, we should implement the hearts in our teaching. One more slide. One more again. You can type this. You will go to another question. According to your perception, on clarity of hearts as an innovation. What is your perception on hearts? What is your perception on hearts? What is your perception on hearts? I'm not clear. Good. The guidelines related to hearts are so clear. I'm not clear about hearts goals. Right? I'm not clear about what I should do differently in implementing the hearts. Good. Okay. Majority of them are saying out of 21, you see here, 42% of them are saying we are not clear about what we should do it differently in implementing hearts. I'll stop the screen. So we are all really not clear how to incorporate, what to do with these hearts, how these hearts are going to help us, in what way. For actually the English language teachers, those who are teaching language, maybe they used many techniques in the classroom to improve the communication, yes, to improve their personality development, this kind of areas, life skills and the language skills. But the literature faculty also doing the same, but in literature, how come you incorporate, particularly, how come you incorporate higher order thinking skills in your teaching? How come? How come? How come we can include this? Can I get an answer? How come we incorporate this in literature teaching? Language teachers already partially, they know how to do it. The teachers, those who are purely teaching drama, novel, prose, poetry, yes, for them, how to incorporate? Any suggestion? Any suggestion? Or any idea how to incorporate? Yes. Dr. Prema Ishwaran is raising the hand. Sir, if possible, could you please unmute her mic?
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, by telling them our own life experiences to relate the story.
So you
Like
are a literature faculty or a language teaching faculty?
Yes, ma'am, both, ma'am. I did my research in ELT. I am
Okay.
a literature, English language teacher and literature teacher. So
Okay.
I usually facilitate them our own life experiences to relate our culture, our tradition, our history, everything. I used to relate them.
Okay, good. Very good idea. Then Dr. Neha, I think she raised the hand. Do you want to say something?
Ma'am, for students, competency means how we can understand our skills, ma'am.
So you want to understand students' competency.
Yes, ma'am.
See, wherever, whatever you do, the best thing when we want to assess, if you want to assess, the best method is asking.
Okay, ma'am.
Right? Best method is asking. For example, very simple, I'll tell you. Now it is a break time. In 3-4 o'clock, maybe you may be having a snacks. You are preparing a vada or bhaji, something. It is very unique, very tasty. So you prepared it, right? Now I am asking you how to do it. So now your competency, whatever you prepared, it is so tasty. Yes, that is your competence.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, yes, now I want to know how to prepare it. You start explaining it, how to do it. Yes, how to prepare it. Right? So the best way is asking. Then when they are explaining, we will understand, yes, really they did, or someone did, or really they know the procedure, or they are knowing the technique. Really they are doing something new in it. All this we can understand only asking. Right? Now, how to incorporate, this is our title, how to incorporate these hearts in our literature teaching, in our literature. Language teaching, I'll come back later. Now, my focus, the first focus is on literature. First thing, we can fine-tune the teaching objectives. Are we writing teaching objectives when we are teaching lesson? Any, for example, if you are teaching Robinson Crusoe, or for example, O. Henry's Last Leaf, whatever, a drama, novel, short story, anything. Are you writing the teaching objective? Are you writing the teaching objective? Anyone can answer, please. Yes, writing the teaching objective? Yes. Okay. What is teaching objective? How the teaching objective should be. How the teaching objective should be. Yes, majority of them are doing. Yes, we are all doing. Yes. One wording, simple. So teaching objective, how to write the teaching objective? Yes. What is the objective? What is the teaching objective of teaching a particular, for example, you are teaching a short story. What is the teaching objective of that short story? See, when we are teaching a short story, moral of the story is your objective. Okay. A moral to the students. Okay. Just we are like, yes, 4C development, critical thinking, communication. Yes. By creating the learner's critical thinking towards concepts. Okay. Imagination and creativity to shape the behavior of students. Okay. Learner will be able to identify key and specific ideas. Nasser. Yes. So the teaching objective LSRW techniques, make them to understand the concept. Okay, now communicate thought and feeling, deep knowledge in subject, motivating. Yes, now 4 important points we have to incorporate. That is the teaching objective. Second one is suitable authentic materials and methods. Third one is student competency. The last one is our behavior. So here I'm not going to talk about this green. We all know, we are all matured and collegiate college lecturers, professors. So I'm not going to talk about it. And only these teaching objectives, suitable methods and materials, and students' competency. So the teaching objectives. What is teaching objective? Describe what the learners will be able to do at the end of the instruction. For example, when you teach a short story, at the end of your lecture, what do you expect the students to do? Yes, actually, it is not what we want to do. It is the students, what they want to do. That is the main focus for the teaching objective. It should be specific, measurable, short term, all this we know. So the teaching objective, what is the outcome of your teaching? At the end of your lecture, the students will be able to do what? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the teaching objective. So if we fix this objective, it is easy for us to adjust the content or what you are teaching. Then accordingly, you can pose the questions. So the teaching objective is very important. I can give some examples. You see here, when we are planning the teaching objective, these are the strategies. Here, roughly, I added some strategies. Now you can give what are the strategies you are going to adapt to teach a particular topic. Or for example, you are going to teach She Walks in Beauty poem. What are you going to do in that class? What is your strategy? What are you going to do in it? What is the outcome after teaching She Walks in Beauty? What is the outcome? What do you expect the students to do with that? Extracting their own views and impacts. Okay. Yes, what are the strategies you will use? For example, teaching, taking a poem, She Walks in a Beauty, and explaining what is Walks in Beauty. Or you can take a Station in Metro 2-line poem and you can explain. This is very simple. Just we are transferring the content. So to improve it, to add the hearts, what are you going to do in it? What are the strategies you are going to adapt it? So how are you going to design your lecture? How are you going to design? Today I'm going to take She Walks in Beauty. How am I going to take this Walks in Beauty? Just I'm going to read the poem, explain the poem, or what way I'm going to drag the attention of the students? What are the methodologies? What are the strategies I'm going to use it? Ensure their observation by asking questions about their particulars. No, what are the strategies you will use? For example, there are many activities, there are many strategies there. I'm not teaching a literature, don't misunderstand. When I'm taking for example, I'm teaching a novel. I'm teaching a novel or I'm teaching a kind of fiction. So what are the activities I can give to drag the attention of the student, not simply taking a book or a novel, reading it line by line and transferring the content. This the student will do, sit at home and do. So apart from that, what are the strategies we will add into it? Using gamification videos, good. Role play, collaboration, right? Yes. So roughly, we have to prepare, you have to prepare. This is the where you have to create the space. This is what I would like to say. We have to create the space, the strategies. First thing is your learning, your teaching objectives. What I'm going to teach at the end of the teaching, what the students are expected to learn and reproduce. That means learn and apply. Students are able to speak, students are able to write, students are able to differentiate, students are able to compare many skills. So what they will do? So when we, yes, making them to enact, to learn the real life experience, right? So we can add this kind of strategies. Then you can see here, this is the plan. Actually, I made it for full. So we have to divide, when we are preparing, we have to divide your teaching objective into 3 domains: knowledge domain, skill domain, and competency domain. Why I am saying this? You may think that fully we cannot incorporate the HOTS. Slowly, gradually we have to do. Also, we have to see the syllabus and their examination. So partially, side by side, we have to do. So when we are constructing the material, what is given? Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3. Okay, Unit 2, what is the content? Unit 3, what is the content? Unit 4, what is the content? We have to understand. Then we have to divide under different headings like knowledge, skills, and competency. So under the knowledge, what are all the items you are going to discuss? What is the method you are going to use? I think Dr. Neha asked me how to analyze the competency. Now you are teaching poetry or a prose, or you are teaching a grammar, whatever it is. It's first thing you have to understand whether the students understood or not. This is the basic. This is the lower order skill. This is the basic. So we have to understand their knowledge, whether they are able to recall, understand, remember, to do something. So your verb, you have to start with demonstrate. At the end of this unit, students are able to demonstrate the knowledge of what? Literary aspects of majority literary forms, works in English literature. So all this. So we have to minimize it. You cannot write many. So we have to minimize 5 to 6 objectives. Then come to skills. What are the skill area? First thing, knowledge. Now, I gave the example when someone was asking, you prepared something. I'm asking you how to prepare this. You are narrating, you are saying a procedure. Yes. So how to prepare it? Now, literally, I'm going to do it. There, my skills plays a vital role. So whatever you taught, what are the skills it should develop? So here, the skills you have to add it. So evaluate, create, whatever skills you want to do. So we have to divide knowledge, skills, and competence. So the competence is what? Showing our performance. Competence is what? We are saying I'm competent enough in 2-3 languages. Okay. So we have to speak, we have to write. Yes, we have to show our competency in all these languages. Then only people will accept it. So this is also very important. We have to incorporate, we have to create a space for it. So first we have to design the knowledge area, skills area, and competency. How come you show, or how come they exhibit their competency, or what are the competency competency level you're expecting from the students. Then you have to plan the activities. So usually, what are the activities you are planning? What are the activities you are planning in your classroom? Now it's online. So just imagine when you are in face-to-face teaching, what are the activities usually you plan for your classroom? What are the activities you plan for your classroom? Yes, please. By letting them to take seminars, conduct quiz, okay? Conduct quiz, taking seminar. Yes, it depends. It depends. For example, if it is depends and what is the skill you are focusing, based on that, yes, based on that, you will ask them to do some activities. It may be assignment, short assignment, it may be a group project, or it may be answering the questions, or it may be a simple test, or giving some rubrics and asking them to work out. All this depends on your content and depends on your knowledge, skill, and competence. This focus. This is very important. This is actually your performance aid. This we can use it as a performance aid. So at the end of each class, or each week, or each month, or at the end of the semester, we can review ourselves whether we did it or not, whether we achieved it or not. That it is very important. Okay. Now we come to know what is teaching objective, what is the space, where is the space, how to incorporate, and what we want to incorporate. So the knowing is not a matter again, how to use it. The implementation of it plays a vital role. So here, how are we going to implement it? Is it possible to implement it or not? So writing in a paper, no, we have to work it out. We have to do it in a classroom. So how are we going to do it? So once again, there is a slide for your question. Could you please take the survey like this? Your perception on the complexity of arts as an innovation. Do you feel that it is very complex? Do you feel that it is very complex? It is difficult to teach? Yes, of course. It requires a sophisticated array of activities. Fine. Yes, we all know that it needs sophisticated array of activities. So I stopped sharing the screen. We know what is the basics of it. Now again, I'm going back to the screen. Higher order, posing the higher order thinking skill questions. Why we want to pose the question first? To understand their competency, basically to understand their understanding. This is what the question, we are asking the question. So higher order thinking question requires students to figure out answers rather than remember. Requires generalization related to facts in meaningful patterns. All right. One more question is waiting for you. Could you please try? Your perception on the quality and practicality of arts as an innovation. Preparation time. Need to establish highly interactive infrastructure. Need preparation time necessary to generate the quality teaching. I'm running short of time. Let me close the screen. A majority of them are saying it needs to establish a highly interactive infrastructure and time to generate. Of course, I accept this too. Yes, it needs the preparation time. Then you can see here, This is the sample question. Both language teachers, those who are teaching language as well as literature, can use this question. This is from Robinson Crusoe, this question. So here again, I have to go to the aid and I have to ask you to do. Let me complete, then I'll come back. So one or two questions you have to do. We will do it at the end, the activities. So this is a question pattern. Use the list of position words below to create sentences about each of the word. So here you have to, they want to construct it. Then you see this from Shakespeare. The pictures are here. They should demonstrate detailed knowledge of the main characteristics of Shakespearean drama in connection with how they developed in Elizabethan age. So only the picture is there. Almost the information's also here and there. So they want to demonstrate. This is also one of the technique we can incorporate when you are conducting the monthly test, when you are conducting a quiz, a kind of 10 marks, 15 marks, or a kind of homework assignment, you can include this. Then now we have to work out. I made a chart here, content outline. Here I brought history of literary modernism, features of literary modernism, the elements of modernism, major modernist writers, naturalism, and modernism. So I divided this from basic lower order skills to higher order thinking skills. Just 3 or 4 questions starting what I added here. Now you can try what are the types of questions you can give under analyze, evaluate, create, understand. At least 1 or 2 questions you can give here. 1 or 2 questions, please. So it's related about the modernism and the naturalism. You can take anywhere and you can say, you can type here, I can understand. Whether you want to ask a question here under understand or apply. Participant, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
You're audible.
ma'am.
You're audible.
So anyone can try to give some question. You don't want to narrate a complete question, just the words, we can fix it here. Yes, please. Is it difficult to do? We can write, compare, contrast, predict. Yes, predict. Where I can, Dr. Chat box closed. I don't know why chat box closed. Okay, so when you are preparing a topic, we have to make like this and you try to prepare your questions here. Based on that, don't think that I'm preparing a question where I'm teaching only the question to the students. Not so. Just we are preparing ourselves. Yes, what are they going to learn? So in that perspective, you have to prepare your content. Right. Now I'm going to the next slide. We are running short of time. These are the examples, activities we can conduct to go from this applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. We can go with mind movies, visualization, concept mapping, elaborate answers, and graphic organizers. So mind movies, actually what is mind movie? Mind movie, we can show the movies, mind movies with very good motivational pictures, motivational words, or ask the students to close the eyes and not to think something very negative, think positively, right? So I can show a slide. So mind movies. There are very good mind movies available in YouTube. Because of the time constraint, I'm not showing it. The text. It's coming now. Yes, we can show this kind of mind movies. Then we can go to visual techniques. This is the interpretation grid. This is very easy and we can use it. Now I prepared one example for you using this O. Henry's last clip. I used argue, analyze, describe, interpret. By seeing the picture, what are the other skills we can develop by asking the questions? Anyone can share the answer? What are the other skills? Now I said we can argue, we can analyze, we can interpret, we can describe. So what are the other skills we can do? Imagination, connect, attitudes, observe, apply, evaluation, creativity, perspectives, explaining, explore. Good, very good. So this is also a technique. We can use it. I hope it is useful for you. We can use it. The next one. It is the story. I don't know how many of them read this story. To Kill a Mockingbird. So I made a question. Here I added the new word, comprehension. Even the language teachers can use. Then evaluation and the reader's opinion. It's open question, opinion and their suggestion you can ask. So here I used synthesis, evaluation, opinion, comprehension. It is up to you to use different skills. So according to me, I tried this. Now you can try something else, even you can include more. Depends on your students' caliber and understanding. So this is the grid. And another one, KWL. This is, you see here, KWL, what I know, what I want to know, what I want to know, what I learned. Actually, this is very good table or a chart, whatever it is. If you give it in the student, that too, when the students are entering into the college, yes, maybe probably August month, they will come to the college. So just you want to know about their competency level. So you can ask them this kind of, the first class to create something new. You can ask them based on then, you can prepare your teaching objective, you can fine tune your content, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Then this is actually, it's a question, you have to go to the link and you have to answer for it. I'll give, there are some codes related to this photograph. So we can ask the students to find out which code is suitable for this imaginator, this one. Actually, if I find time again, I will give the question. Actually, I made it and I kept it because of the time constraint. Now, this reverberate. This is a picture. Pictures is worth of 1,000 words. Normally, the language teachers, they use the pictures in the classroom, write a story, and write the vocabulary, write the colors from the basic levels. But in the higher order thinking skills, how are we going to use these pictures? So what are you seeing here? What is here? What is your perception? What is your interpretation? What are you going to say? Then here, usual question, what do you observe? What do you infer? But you can see the picture and you can infer and you can write your own imagination. These kind of pictures are really helpful for creative writing. Creative writing, you can give the picture and ask the student to write creatively. Then this is a very good picture. I love this a lot because you see here, this with our emotion, this place, our emotion, you see here, it is for our thinking skills. To improve our thinking, you can give this kind of pictures to improve. Then this one is for predict. Predict. And we can use the movie. We can use the movie and we can ask the questions. I brought two movies. Because of the time, I'm not using it. There are movies, you can take the clips and you can make the box like this. See here, what is the input? What are the tasks you can do? What are the skills you can? So knowing, understanding, analyzing, evaluating, applying. Not necessary, always don't seek for only the 3 or 4 skills. Whatever is possible, that we can incorporate it. So before going into takeaway, just I would like to share one important video.
Hi everyone. Hi, I'm Becky. Hi, good morning.
Oh, God, look who's here. I mean, not here. McVee, so shocking, huh?
Yeah, well, Mr. McVee doesn't always come to these things.
Oh, could you tell Paul that we need him, please?
Sir, is it okay? The audio is there?
Yes, ma'am. Audio, video clear.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just dive in, shall we? Who wants to start?
Tomorrow, Rocco DeSpirito wants to make lasagna. I told him we did that last week with the Barefoot Contessa, but he's insisting. What do I do?
For this segment on miniskirts, do you want all size models?
For next week, I want to do a piece on juice cleanses. All the celebs are doing them, and they have amazing powers of rejuvenization. My idea is that I get a juice cleanse, and then we can like measure my toxins. And
For
really
the
see how
Carlo interview? I'm sorry, Lisa. Do you want the living room set or the stools?
BC says we can't have Eva Longoria until 2 weeks after she does GMA. What do we do?
On psychic animals, would you prefer a parakeet or an iguana?
I'd like to do a piece on weather vanes. They're fascinating. Like, did you know the word fane comes from the Old English faina, which means flag or weathercock?
Friday for cooking with squash, inside or on the plaza.
Okay, they're offering us the 3rd lead in the new Patrick Dempsey movie. Do you want
Great
it?
story out of Tampa about a retirement account scam. But we got to move quick. Should we send a team or use local talent?
Control room's on the fritz, 10 grand to fix it.
For that piece on baby food, do we want an actual baby? And if so, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, blonde hair, brown hair, teeth, or no teeth?
I have a black baby.
Also, I think it's a good lie. Should we send it?
Hi. Someone want to tell me why I had to log off .com for this?
Tell Rocco if he insists on making lasagna, he will be bumped. Yes, all size models, but skirt's not too short. Toxins? Who said that? Yeah, they can't be measured. And rejuvenization? Not a word. Tell Longoria's people that she can't plug her next film unless we get her within a week of GMA. Parakeet. Ernie? Weathercock? Seriously? The Plaza for Squash. I want Patrick Dempsey. Tell his people we'll run him in the first hour and he can talk about whatever his thing is. Tampa Bay. Definitely local talent. And we've got to fix that soundboard. Find that 10 grand in the budget somewhere. The hair and makeup numbers, those were too high. So Colleen, could you share your hair person with Lisa on her days?
I'd
That'd
like
be
to
great.
talk to you
Great.
about that.
Okay. Asian baby. No teeth. Did I miss anything? Oh, Paul! You're fired.
You're adorable.
Fired!
I hope you enjoyed the video. This is from Morning Glory movie clip. Morning glory movie clip. With this slide, actually yesterday I happened to see this movie yesterday night, so I included this clip. Why? Because actually we can teach many skills from this clip. Actually, there was really too many questions at a time. How that lady, she's a new one, a new employee, how she is managing, then how she is reacting, and the one man in between coming and saying some suggestion, and at the end she's saying you are fired. You see, and one man is taking a video, all this. So from this, what actually this video talks about the management and the stress, anxiety, how to manage, yes, how to handle the difficult situation, all this. So this kind of videos, we can use it. So we are coming to an end. Donald Henry Rumsfeld, he's a retired American politician. Once he said, there are known. There are things we know that we know. There are knowns, unknowns. That is to say, there are things that we know, we don't know. But there are also unknowns, unknowns. There are things we don't know, we don't know. Right? It's like a movie. We are witnessing most graduates will fall into unknown category because they are merely mark getters. Therefore, it's our responsibility to make them aware of how important hearts are in their future success and provide them access to necessary training. By integrating hearts into their teaching, into our teaching plan, if possible. In future, they will do it in a curriculum. Otherwise, we have to request them to change or do some changes in the curriculum. It is simply not enough for these skills to be embedded into our teaching or lesson plan objective. It is necessary to conduct training sessions on number of these skills category, utilizing online and classroom-based teaching. The ability of students to think at high level is one of the factors that shows the quality of education. This is not the end. It's not even the beginning of the end, but it's perhaps the end of the beginning, I believe. Thank you.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. It's really informative, ma'am. We will try to just execute your suggestions in our syllabus too, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And now I call upon and invite Vignesh sir to give formal vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Let's go for this formal vote of thanks, ma'am.
Yes.
Good evening, one and all present here. This is my privilege to propose vote of thanks in this successful session of this international webinar on New Horizon in Lingo-Literary Studies of English. First of all, I would like to thank the Management Council of Saurashtra College for permitting us to organize this webinar. Then I would like to thank our principal, Dr. N.H. Saravanan, for his wonderful support in all the endeavors of the Department of English. On behalf of Saurashtra College and the Department of English, I thank the resource person of this session, Professor Roslyn Jaisdas, Department of Languages and Translation of Northern Border University, Saudi Arabia, for her valuable time amidst her busy schedule. I also extend my thanks to the other resource persons, Dr. Swati Chikala, Dr. P. Nagaraj, and Dr. Ashita Varghese for their valuable time. At this juncture, I would like to extend my thanks to the professors and friends of my department and professors from various other departments and colleges. I would like to thank the convener, Dr. M.R. Rashila, and the organizing secretary, Dr. S. Bhuvaneshwari, for their strenuous effort in organizing such a wonderful and successful webinar. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the participants for your patient listening. Without you, this seminar, the success of this seminar is unthinkable. Thank you very much. Thank you, one and all present here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
opportunity.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Dr. Vigneshwar.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Can I sign out? Can I?
Yes, ma'am.